Hey folks, welcome back to Honey Money SG. You know, it has been 6 months since I actually hit the full retirement sum in CPF of 192,000 in the SA and also met the basic healthcare sum of 66,000 in the MA. But what's next for me? And like I mentioned before, hitting the full retirement sum is actually quite important in retirement funds planning, because once you have hit the full retirement sum, you can start to see significant boosts in your ordinary account. And what I mean is that once your FRS is maxed and your BHS is max, your Medisave contributions, which is 8% of your monthly income, actually start to flow into your ordinary account instead of the Medisave account or the special account. Thereby, it will boost your OA contribution from the current 23% to 31%, because 23 plus 8 equals to 31%, right? So that's 31% of your monthly income channeled into the OA. And then you may ask, what's the use of having so much in the OA? Now, the OA definitely have a lot of use. You can actually use it to invest, you can use it to pay for your property, which is all very good instruments of investments. And that was what I actually did, right? Because I don't have to pay for the home mortgage right now, as my BTO flat hasn't been completed. I started to increase my dollar cost average funds into Endowus and Money Hour. Previously, I was only doing 1,000 monthly with Endowus Robo-Advisor, but now I'm doing 1,000 monthly in Endowus, additionally $1,000 in Money Hour CPF investing. Although on hindsight, this year's market has been terrible and the investments have been losing money of unrealized losses, but you know, it's fine over the long term as long as we continue to dollar cost average into the index. So that's why maxing out your Medisave account and also your special account at an early age is rather important. But of course, I understand that not everyone is able to do it, and even if they could do it, they may not want to do it because they do not believe in the CPF system and all the complicated terms and conditions that come with it. But so far, I haven't regretted it yet, because I really love the significant boost to the OA, and that will enable me to do greater things. But maybe a few years down the road, I may regret, who knows? And the next thing about the CPF is that your mandatory contributions from your employment, be it from your employee or your employer, actually continues to be channeled into your special account, which was what I mentioned earlier as well, even if your special account has reached the full retirement sum. So you can actually go above the FRS limit, you know, and that is how some people actually build up their funds to ERS despite not having top up to their CPF, because they have reached the FRS earlier and their employment contributions keep coming through and keep pumping into a SA, thereby enabling them to reach the ERS even faster. But the cons of it, like I mentioned, is that once you have reached the full retirement sum, you can no longer do the tax relief strategy anymore, which is the retirement sum top up to the SA, which is around $8,000 of opportunity a year that you can use it for tax relief. So once your FRS is met, you cannot do that anymore. And the last time I did this RSTU, it was earlier this year on 1st January. $4,000 of RSTU. That is my last opportunity to do that, because every year your FRS will increase by around 3.5%, and then the interest rate of SA 4% will actually cover the 3.5% year-over-year increase. So at least you don't have to worry about the ever increasing FRS limit anymore. Now let's talk about the Medisave account, right? Because I've talked about the OA and the SA. What about the MA after it has reached the basic healthcare sum? In fact, it's not the first time I reached the basic healthcare sum. I have been topping up to the MA every year to the BHS a few years back. And because your Medisave account can actually be used to pay down your integrated shield plans, your insurance premiums for hospitalization. So that's what I use it for every year. After I see a deduction for the integrated shield plan, I will top it up immediately so that I can use it as a tax relief opportunity. And because I'm already over 30 years old, I also have this insurance called Careshield Life that is also deducting every year on the birthday. So that is another opportunity for me to top up my Medisave account. So in computer games theory, right, your MA is like your HP. Every time your HP decrease, you need to improve your HP, right, to the max. So every time you need to top up, okay? Every time there's opportunity, you need to top up to the BHS so that at the same time, you can also gain tax relief and also making it back to the BHS again. And on 1st Jan this year, when the BHS has risen from 63,000 to 66,000, that's when my window actually opened for opportunity, right? I top up a $3,000 of voluntary contribution to the MA, and that's eligible for tax relief. Then you may wonder, just now I did a RSTU-SA $4,000 and then I did a VCMA $3,000. I still have $1,000 of opportunity left, right? Where did it go to? I basically left this $1,000 $4,000 opportunity, like I said, for my Careshield Life and Integrated Shield plan deduction. So that is the gap that I will fill it up with, because the max tax relief you can get from topping up your CPF is actually $8,000 a year. So what is really next for me, because I already hit the high score of FRS and BHS, that's excluding the ERS because that's a totally different separate matter. I will need to wait for next year 1st Jan 2023 for the new FRS and BHS limit to be increased. And I welcome the increase in limit every year actually, because once the FRS increase, it doesn't really affect me because I'm already above it in the SA. And then for the MA, right, because the BHS has increased, that's my opportunity to top up another $3,000 to $4,000 depending on how much they increase, right? And that is a tax relief opportunity that I can deduct it from my income tax. Of course, I can no longer do the RSTU to my special account anymore, but that's fine because the compound interest that I could gain from the max FRS in the SA is more than the tax relief that you can get one time off, and compound interest is kind of accumulating over the years. So if you want to look at my most popular CPF video of all time for now, then you can watch this video where I hit full retirement sum at the age of 30. With that, thank you for watching. My name is Christopher. This is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.